Hi Leo, how are you? I hope you are doing well. I hope you're drinking water and taking care of yourself. Today we're going to be going over what we should be expecting for the upcoming week of July 15th. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Nina, and if you are returning, welcome back. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for your support. I'm so grateful for you. You have no idea, Leo. I love you so much. You mean everything to me. You are beautiful and amazing. So I'm very excited for today in general. I'm very excited. I'm very grateful. I'm very happy. A lot of great things are coming our way. So I'm just very excited to see that come into fruition for us. And if you see smoke or anything, I have incense on. So I hope you don't mind that too much. But yeah, so we're going to be going over what you should be expecting for the upcoming week. This is going to apply to Leo's sun, moon, and rising in both tropical and sidereal. You can go to astro.com to check that out if you don't know what your birth placements or what your zodiac placements are. Let's see. If you really like the video, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your feedback. It really means the world to hear what you have to say. Like the video, share, subscribe, and if you feel compelled to, click the bell notification and down below. That would mean a lot as well if you want to know when I'm uploading videos, because soon I will be uploading more content eventually, hopefully, but I will soon. So if you also want to purchase, or if you want to book a personal reading with me to get further insight, you can do so at Sinfulpluto.com, okay? Alrighty. If you want to find me on social media, you can do so on Twitter and Instagram at Sinfulpluto. Alrighty? Alright, Leo, let's get started for you. What's in store for you guys the upcoming week? What is in store for Leo the week of July 15th? What is in store for Leo the week of July 15th? For anyone wondering, I'm using the Spellcaster's Tarot. It's one of my favorite decks. Okay, we got one card, the Hangman reversed. So maybe you're dealing with the Pisces. Okay. So we have the Hanged Man reversed here. The Eight of Cups. Strength, your card. The Eight of Wands reversed. And we'll leave it at that. But at the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Pentacles and the Lovers reversed. Okay? So we'll leave it at that for now, and then maybe we'll pull a little bit later. And then afterwards, we will be pulling from my Spirit Animal Oracle to get further insight and what other messages you need to hear, okay? So, we have the Hangman reverse, which can signify a few things. The Hanged Man reverse can signify a sense of complacency, a little bit of stagnation, not really moving forward. It can be that maybe you feel very stuck. And with the Eight of Cups, this to me says that you definitely want to move on from this space. You want to move from this phase or this stage in your life. You want to walk away from a disappointing situation. But with the Hanged Man reverse, it kind of says, it's almost like either maybe you don't want to, maybe you don't, it's almost like you want to move out of this space, but I feel that for some of you, you're kind of overthinking it, and maybe you're becoming a little bit complacent and kind of just accepting your circumstances and not really making or putting in the effort to move on. Does that kind of make sense? There is the desire, but it's almost like you don't really care enough to actually put in the effort, you know? So it's very half-hearted. And with the Hanged Man reverse, it can also signify that you feel like a victim, and maybe you kind of expect other people to pull you out of the funk that you're in. And in that case, that's not really fair, and you have to realize that it's your responsibility to do whatever growth or improvement that you have to do. It's not other people's responsibility to baby you and to coddle you and to basically hold your hand throughout this entire process. You know, this is definitely a time to reflect and to stop pointing the finger at other people and look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what are you personally doing or not doing that is preventing you from any growth, from any sort of improvement in your life, or from reaching some sort of goal? What is it that is holding you back in your personal life, and how can you fix that? Because you can only point the fingers at everyone else for so long, and eventually you'll realize that you are the common denominator in everything, and you're gonna have to own up to the choices that you make, to the way that you react to things, stuff like that. So this definitely talks about having to move away from that. And like, for some of you, it could be that some of you just need to walk away from a Pisces in your life, because perhaps the Pisces is, you know, acting like a martyr, playing victim, pointing fingers at you, and maybe you just have to walk away from a situation even though you have a lot of love for them. And it says with the Strength card that you have to find the inner strength to be able to walk away from this Pisces, because I feel that there is the very strong bond between you. And I feel that for some of you, it's almost, I don't want to say like a trauma bond, but I just feel like there's this link between you that is incredibly strong, I think, for a lot of you. And I think that that is what holds you back. It's almost like you guys have lived very similar experiences, and so you don't want to leave the other person alone or something, or maybe you feel that they need you or that you need them. And because of that, you've convinced yourself that you can't walk away. And so I think that with Strength, that's saying that you have to have the strength, you have to have the inner strength to know when to walk away and to know when to assert yourself and to know your worth, essentially. Because if you're letting them kind of guilt trip you or gaslight you into staying, then that kind of says that maybe you feel that you deserve that gaslighting in a sense. And I'm not saying that, I hope that doesn't come off weird or come off wrong, because I'm not saying this with the intention that, you know, you are doing this to yourself, but it's more so sometimes we don't leave situations because, you know, we don't think that we deserve like a better life sometimes. Or we think that we are just used to it and, you know, it's what we know, and so we shouldn't just leave. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. I'm not in any way trying to blame you at all. But yeah, so Strength says that you have to tune in with your inner warrior. You have to know when to just move on, to just find your own direction. And I think that it's not necessarily a sense of just completely cutting out this person, which, and for some of you, you might actually have to do that because this person might just be very unhealthy for you, but it's more so having the strength to set boundaries, essentially. And if they don't respect that, then you have to handle it accordingly. But it definitely, I think, is setting boundaries, being compassionate, you know, understanding that you're only human, but at the same time, again, you have to set boundaries. You have to have the strength to set boundaries and let them know that they can't treat you the way that they're treating you, you know? And so with the Eight of Wands reverse, this kind of talks about maybe you're trying to delay this action. Maybe you're trying to delay, or maybe you're even going through the process very, very slowly because you don't want to basically kick them out in a sense. You don't want to make them feel alone or helpless because maybe you understand what that's like to feel alone and helpless, and you don't want to make this person feel that way, right? And with the Five of Pentacles, it's kind of like you don't want them to feel rejected, or you don't want them to feel that your arms aren't opened for them. But at the same time, if they're continuously treating you this way and playing victim and being a martyr and blaming you for everything and pointing the finger at you for everything and not taking any sort of accountability, and it doesn't have to be a Pisces, it can be, but it can be anyone who takes on these traits. If they're doing all of these things, you have to have the strength. You have to have the compassion for yourself, the empathy for yourself, to know when to walk away from the situation. And yes, it might be disappointing because there might be a really strong bond between you, but at the same time, you have to take care of yourself, Leo, first and foremost. You always have to take care of yourself first, because how are you supposed to take care of others if you can't take care of yourself? So just be mindful of that. I feel that this is not a time to really delay. This is a time to just go for it and just be quick with the process. I feel that the longer you kind of delay it, or the slower you make the process, I feel that the more painful it'll kind of be. I feel that this is a time to just rip the Band-Aid. Just rip the Band-Aid and make that choice, even if it feels like you're betraying them, or maybe if they feel that you're betraying them. I feel that you just have to go ahead and do this. For those of you who are not dealing with a Pisces, whatever situation that you're in, I feel that you have to step out of this victim complex or out of this victim mentality and definitely walk away from that and connect with your inner strength, for sure. Connect with your inner strength and just go for it. I would definitely say not to be impulsive, to just kick people out of your life, because I feel that with the Eight of Wands reverse, this can also signify having to slow down, needing to slow down because it's almost like because of the victim complex here, you're just really quick to just push out anyone from your life. You're really quick to just, like, it's almost like if you're not enabling me, then I don't want you in my life. And that's kind of what it seems like. And you don't want people that just enable you, because then you don't create a space where you can grow. You don't create a space where you can improve and be a better person. You have to create a productive space. And the space that I feel that many of you are kind of in or creating at this time, the space that you're creating it's not productive for you, and it's not helpful in any sort of way. If anything, it just enables and promotes complacency to just blaming other people and not taking accountability for yourself. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, don't be so quick to kick out people from your life just because they're not enabling you, just because they're not yes men. You don't want to have yes men all your life. You don't want to have yes men surrounding you, because then you can get into trouble just by having yes men, because you don't know if they have your best interest at heart, Leo. So keep that in mind, because I mean, look here. There's the dog, and then there's the people, right? This is you. This is you literally barking at people who just want to help you. You're closing yourself off. You're locking yourself off to people who just want to help you, right? Don't do that. Don't displace your anger or your frustration or your resentment on people that don't deserve it, and people who literally only have your best interest at heart, Leo. Honestly. You could also be dealing with a Gemini, because I have the Lovers reversed. Also, with the Lovers, I feel that with the Lovers reversed, don't give into the temptation of doing what you think is right in that moment, because it could cost you a really good family, a really good home, something that is very emotionally fulfilling. 10 of Cups, that could really cost you. So be mindful, be aware. If you need to apologize to someone for your bad attitude, then do it. This is not I know, and I understand that with the eclipse and everything, we have a tendency to be a little bit snappy and snippy because there's just so much going on and we don't know what to do. We don't understand what's going on. But learn a little bit of compassion. Learn a little bit of self-restraint. You don't always have to give in to the little devil on your shoulder. So I'm going to pull some oracle cards for you, Leo, and then we will be on our way. Okay, my love? Alrighty. What messages does Leo need to hear at this time? Not this time. Okay. What message does Leo need to hear at this time? What message does Leo have to listen to at this time? What message does Leo need? Alrighty. Also, for the reading, you can definitely reverse the roles. There is not strictly one way to view everything. So if what I said applied to someone else, then just reverse the roles, okay? So we have know your worth. What did I say? What did I say? Know your worth, Leo. Know when to walk away from a situation. Know when to walk away from a situation. Know when someone is disrespecting you. And do not allow them to continue to disrespect you and guilt trip you and gaslight you. And blame you for their shadows, for their flaws, for their faults. Because that is not your responsibility. It is not your burden to carry. So know when to walk away from these situations that do not benefit you in any sort of way. If it's not making you happy, if it's not promoting any sort of goodness in your life, then walk away from that and know your worth. Know your worth. I know that for a lot of Leos feel that they have to downplay themselves because people are so obsessed with calling them narcissists or calling you guys narcissists and blaming and just saying that you're so needy for attention and all of this other stuff, but you truly are such a light in this world and no one else. Don't give other people the power to make you believe that you are not worthy of attention or light or beauty or of goodness. Don't ever let them convince you of that because you are so much more than just some needy attention whore. You are so much more than that. So just keep that in mind. I know that you have a big heart. You are very loyal, but do not stay in a situation for the sake of loyalty, okay? I know that you are a fixed sign and you don't really like change, but that's just something to keep in mind, okay? Alrighty, Leo. I love you so much. Please drink your water. Please eat. Please take care of yourself. Be mindful, meditate, reflect on your week, reflect on your month, reflect on this eclipse season. How have you been behaving in this eclipse season, you know? How have you allowed other people to treat you this eclipse season? What do you need to release this eclipse season? Ask yourselves these questions and reflect on them and journal on them. Okay? I think that's all that I have for you. Yeah, so I love you so much. I will talk to you next week, and I wish you the best of luck, okay?